Welcome back, viewers. We're jumping right in. Again, we're beating the bots, and today we're going to be playing Fabian, who is also rated 250. Fabian is hailing from Gibraltar, and let's find out if Fabian makes the same type of mistakes that we have witnessed with the previous 250 rated bots. The first thing that I can say here is in the beginning of the game, you should be developing your pieces or getting your pieces out towards the center of the board. I liken this to if this was basketball, this would be the paint, or if this is football, this would be the red zone. This is the space that you want to strive to control. I'm not going to go into a whole deep lecture on how to do this, but this is something that you should be aware of. When you see your opponent making early moves on the edge of the board, these moves generally tend not to be dangerous, especially if the move is away from your king. Notice the location of the king. And in this case, we want to bring our king to the right side of the board, or castle king side. So let's continue. We're going to develop our knight towards the center. This move is a little annoying. I'm just going to push the pawn because I really don't believe Fabian is going to do anything. And just like clockwork, he doesn't. He ignores the fact that his piece is under attack, which is consistent with these 250 rated players and bots. Now, I have to be careful because my instinctive move would be to get my bishop out. However, with the new location of this rook, this would allow him to grab a pawn. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to push this pawn to prevent him from coming down here and capturing right away. And then I'm going to, play a little passively, develop my bishop inside of this pawn chain. I'm going to castle now. This is called a fianchetto. Fianchetto. This is a fianchetto structure. He has arguably fianchettoed his bishop, but the pawn chain or the pawn structure is not correct. Anyway, that's a side note. Let's continue. The rook is shuffling back and forth along the back row with no progress. Nothing dangerous there. The king is still stuck in the middle. It's not any closer to getting safe. I am going to swing my knight over here and see if he does anything about this pawn. He does. Actually, kind of shocking. Let's see. How do we make progress? I'm just going to push a pawn, try to influence the center a little bit, and possibly get my queen out along the A file. Not going to do it immediately, however. Double attack this pawn here. Okay, he allows this. I take this with check. Make this king move. Now that the king is moved, I might as well just take something else. He didn't recapture. Why? Because it's our friend Fabian, and Fabian does not like to be what's the word I want to use here? Combative. Fabian is not being combative. He is just calmly moving his pieces away from you. I'm just gonna keep taking all of Fabian's pieces. Nothing to see here. Light check, forking. Let's advance this pawn a little bit closer to queening. Swing the knight out here so that the bishop can holler check. Let's go ahead and check him. And when the king steps, oh, well, unfortunate. I was expecting the king to move, and now this is going to be checkmate. So really quickly, I just wanted to show, never expect for your opponent to make a bad move. Always expect him to make the best move possible. However, since we are doing this beating the bots series, it's important that you pay attention to every little move that they make. And in this example, see if I can go back. I fully expected the king to step over. Now he's in trouble. The king cannot escape in this area anyway. Let's not kid ourselves. And he cannot escape this way because our queen is in this area and the pawn is here. So the queen is probably going to be trapped, excuse me, no matter what. But I did expect him to just calmly move his king this way. And then I planned to place my bishop here and pin the queen to the king. I did not expect him to put his queen in harm's way right away, which led to a rapid checkmate. Let's try playing Fabian one more time and see if Fabian makes the same type of mistakes this time. Grab the center. Let's focus. Grab the center. Okay, he does push a pawn on the edge of the board. I'm going to develop my knight, but we want to be a little bit more attentive on this pawn because this is the side of the board where our king is going. All right, I'm going to take this knight, actually, not because the knight is dangerous, but because I was trying to get it out of the way so that I can castle. I'm going to go ahead and castle. He did not recapture, by the way. I'm going to discover on his queen. He's playing very quickly. I guess I can slow down so you can see. We have a tension point here. Let's go ahead and attack the weakest square on the chessboard. Check. We might allow him to take this. See if he does. He does not. Why not? Because it's Fabian. We'll take his rook. And now what? Maybe we'll, no, yeah, maybe we'll put our queen here. That at least protects the knight. And I might swing, okay, we're going to swing our knight back. Temple on the queen. Not dangerous. Let's just develop our last minor piece. And that is RIP Queen. So once again, these bots seem to have a big tendency towards not capturing pieces or not recapturing pieces. It's leaving pieces in harm's way, just like that. So I'm moving a little fast. I could improve this by going a little slower so that you can see how the pieces are hanging. But it is just so easy to take all of these pieces from this guy. This munchy, 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 Fritos goes with lunch. All right, now, how do we make progress? Guess I can slide here and get ready to take this pawn. Okay, take this pawn for sure. Okay, is that dangerous? Um, take this pawn. And now this should be checkmate, right? Okay, it is checkmate. And that's GG. So once again, I guess the biggest thing that we should be taking away from the 250 rated players, I have observed that they tend to not move their pieces together as a team. They tend to not recapture, and attacking is a little bit thoughtless. Pushing pawns definitely is something that they consistently do. Random pawn pushes. So that's how you beat Fabian, and we're just going to keep on moving up the ladder.